Moscow directly supports the conflict in the east of Ukraine, providing separatists with money, arms and manpower. A report started by murdered Kremlin critic Boris Nemtsov and presented by his colleagues and friends has revealed. The report was the last project of Nemtsov, who used open-source information and interviews with families to paint a picture contradicting Moscow's argument that no serving Russian troops are fighting in Ukraine. Nemtsov was shot dead in central Moscow in February, and members of his party, the liberal RPR, and several opposition journalists helped finish the 65-page report. The main conclusion of this report is that we've gathered and classified, as we think, ample evidence of presence of the Russian armed forces on the territory of Ukraine, as well as evidence of presence there of groups of mercenaries which are recruited, financed and sent to the territory of Ukraine to take part in military actions directed against official authorities and power structures of the Ukrainian state. Yashin, who was an aide to Nemtsov, accused Putin of lying to Russians by waging the war amid denials of involvement. The war with Ukraine is an undeclared war, a vile, cynical war, which amounts to a crime against all of the Russian nation. We pay for it with the lives of our citizens. We pay for it with the economic crisis. We pay for it with political isolation. There is no closer nation to us than Ukraine, and this is no exaggeration, no emotions. Ukrainians are our brothers. Putin will go down in history as the president who made Russians and Ukrainians enemies. A spokesman for the Kremlin denied to comment on the report, saying he was not familiar with it and could not say if Russian President Vladimir Putin would look into it. The report says that all key military successes by rebels in the east of Ukraine, such as fighting in Debaltseve and Ilovaisk, were secured by Russian troops. I must say that the total amount of gathered public data, evidence and material with which Boris Nemtsov started working allows us to state that all key military successes of the separatists were secured by the Russian army. The report says Russia spent more than 53 billion rubles, or around $1 billion, supplying the separatist rebellion in East Ukraine, and at least 220 Russian soldiers have been killed there. During the first 10 months of the war, Russia lost 53 billion rubles. It was the damage directly caused by the war in Ukraine. This money was spent on mercenaries. It was spent on the support for separatists. It was spent on maintenance, repair and operation of military vehicles used by the separatists. The report, which Nemtsov started after families of Russian troops killed in East Ukraine asked for his help, said at least 150 Russian servicemen were killed in fighting around the village of Ilovaisk and elsewhere in the region last summer. Relatives of Russian soldiers killed in Ukraine are extremely scared, even though they have problems with the Russian authorities because of unpaid compensation. After Nemtsov's murder, they don't even try to get this money because they are scared to death. They fear for their lives, health and security. Almost all of them signed statements pledging not to take this information public. The West accuses Russia of providing arms and troops to the separatists fighting government troops, as well as giving them training and intelligence. It stepped up sanctions on Moscow over the conflict, which has killed more than 7,000 people.